There are many reasons to choose the standard iPhone 14 over the iPhone 13, but actually, how good is the new iPhone when compared to last year's iPhone 13? Let's find out together in this video. Hello there, I am Abby, a tech content creator at webu.co. First, let's talk about the price. In the US, the iPhone 14 with 128GB internal storage starts at $799, making it the most affordable iPhone in the new 14 series. Shortly before the release of the iPhone 14, Apple discounted the iPhone 13 by $100, bringing its price to just $699. Tempting, right? But, is it better to go for the latest iPhone 14 or save some money by buying the iPhone 13? Hold on to that thought until the end of this video. So, first, let's do some comparison between the two phones to justify our final decision. But, before we start, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be informed of new videos. Now that's out of the way, let's get started. Starting with the design, the iPhone 14 is very identical to the iPhone 13. Both phones have aluminum frames, glass backs with ceramic shield on the front, and are IP68 water resistant. When it comes to the display, both the iPhone 14 and iPhone 13 feature a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR screen, with a resolution of 460 pixel density, 800 nits of usual full brightness, and True Tone support. Unfortunately, both devices rely on a 60 Hz display refresh rate. While new iPhones typically mean new chipsets, that's not the case this year. The iPhone 14 borrows its A15 Bionic chipset from last year's iPhone 13 Pro, which means it will perform slightly better than the iPhone 13. To explain, the A15 Bionic in iPhone 13 Pro has an additional GPU core over the A15 in the regular iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 mini. Another factor that could boost the performance of the latest iPhone is the 6GB of RAM on board. The iPhone 13 is only loaded with 4GB of RAM. However, you can get both iPhones with various storage configurations: 128GB, 256GB, or 512GB of internal storage space. The iPhone 14 has a new 12 megapixels primary sensor with an f1.5 aperture and 1.9 micron pixel size, and also sensor shift optical image stabilization. The faster aperture and larger sensor size, along with the new photonic engine, should translate to better color production, dynamic range, and detail in poorly lit conditions. However, these improvements are only available on the primary camera, as the 12 megapixels ultra-wide sensor with f2.4 aperture on the iPhone 14 is identical to the iPhone 13. While both iPhones can shoot high-quality 4K videos at 24 frames per second, 25, 30 and 60 frames per second, the iPhone 14 supports cinematic mode with up to 4K HDR at 30 frames per second. In contrast, the iPhone 13 maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. There's also a new action mode on iPhone 14 to help stabilize shots with excessive motion. It can record videos up to 2.8K at 60 frames per second. As a bonus, the iPhone 14's 12 megapixels front-facing camera with f1.9 aperture has autofocus for sharper selfies and videos. Other camera features include photographic styles, portrait lighting, and night mode are present on both smartphones. Another minor improvement on the iPhone 14 is its battery life. The iPhone 14 now comes with a 3,279 mAh battery, whereas the iPhone 13 has a 3,227 mAh battery. While the iPhone 13 is estimated to last for 19 hours when playing videos, the iPhone 14 on the other hand is estimated to last for 20 hours, resulting in about 10% extra battery at the end of the day. However, the charging time for the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 13 are similar. Apple claims that users can get up to 50% charge in around 30 minutes, with the company's 20 watts power adapter. Both models also support MagSafe wireless charging up to 15 watts and Qi wireless charging up to 7.5 watts. There are also a couple of new features on board the new iPhone line. Two features that are exclusively available on the new iPhone 14 are Emergency SOS Viaduct Satellite, a handy feature if you are in the middle of nowhere and need help. It enables iPhone 14 users to send messages with emergency services when outside of cellular or Wi-Fi coverage. The Emergency SOS via satellite is free for 2 years and then based on a subscription. The iPhone 14 also comes with the new crash detection feature, which uses specialized components paired with Apple-designed algorithms to detect a severe car crash and automatically dial emergency services when a user is unconscious or unable to reach their iPhone. It is important to mention that the iPhone 14 models sold in the United States are eSIM-only phones. To summarize, the iPhone 14 can do everything the iPhone 13 can and adds a few extra new features for good measure, making it a better buy if you want the latest iPhone and saving is not important to you. However, those that already own an iPhone 13 might want to hold off this year and wait for the iPhone 15 lineup to arrive in 2023, which is said to include a USB Type-C port and on-screen fingerprint scanner. I hope you liked this video. You can share your thoughts in the comments section below and also find more interesting articles about the iPhone 14 series at webu.co by following the link in the description box. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.